Hello everybody, how are you guys? My name is Dom, the Life Harmony Coach with lifeharmonycoach.com, and I just wanted to give you guys a really quick update, some really great news that's gone on today. And that is, for the last couple of years, I've been writing a book. It's called Knowing It's All Good. It's about getting into a good place despite your circumstances. And I turned in the final manuscript today for publication of this book. So it hopefully will be out in 6 weeks. I am hoping and praying. And basically, I'm just going to read you a little bit of like the back cover. Sorry, someone's messaging me as I'm doing this. So it says, life is full of adventure. We set out in this world and with hope and dreams that then quickly realize that things may not be as we thought it would be. Suffering, trauma, and tragedy lead to fear, anxiety, sadness, and pain. We may feel disappointed and disillusioned. What we may not realize is that most of our challenging times is where we experience the most growth in our life. If we can choose to surrender to the process, our outcome will always end up good, and we can learn to embrace our journey and be set free from our past, knowing that it is all good. And I'm just so excited that this is finally finished. Just right here is the manuscript, and I just sent it over to the publisher and got done with the final edit this past week. So super exciting stuff. This is my first book I've ever written, and it's been quite a journey. And just to give you guys just a little bit of a background, when I came up with this, it was in September 2016, 2 years ago this month. I set a goal that I wanted to write a book, and I began to write my story and really didn't even know what I wanted to write on. And then in September of that year, I just had this notion. I had like this day that it was a rough week actually, and we had this obligation to do on the weekends, and both of us, my husband and I, just didn't want to do it, and we were kind of cranky that morning and arguing a bit, and most of the times we're not arguing a whole lot, and so but we prayed and just prayed that we would have a better day and get into a better space. And then the day went really, really well. And on that day, we went out to lunch with my brother. It was one of the last times that I saw him before in October. It was towards the end of September. So October, so a few weeks later, I actually saw him before that because October 4th, my husband went to the hospital with a lower abdominal infection. Sorry, it's my doggies. Hey, let's not be naughty, okay? Let's be nice. That's none of your business. Zoe, shh. Okay. Sorry about that. So anyway, my husband went to the hospital with a lower abdominal infection, and he had to get some surgery, and then he was sepsis. It was pretty serious at the time, and just a really rough week in general, and never had any health issues majorly before that. Was told that he would have to come back in a few weeks for more serious surgery. And we prayed for healing, and he was able to avoid getting that surgery and got better. So we were just praising God about that. And then 2 weeks almost to the day, my brother went into the hospital on October 18, 2016. And here I'd already started writing this book. I started writing the first chapter. And, it was almost like a declaration and a mission statement that year that got me through all those trials and tribulations that I went through that year. It was the most, I can't even describe. It's almost very unreal when you go through tragedy in your life. And my brother ended up in the hospital. I'm sorry. I'm still dealing with something, like some allergies or something. But anyway, my brother ended up in the hospital in a coma and was told that he had a 1% chance of waking up. And if he did wake up, he would be in a vegetative state, and we were advised to take him off life support. And being Christians, we just began to pray, and we said, we believe in a God of miracles. and we just felt like he was going to wake up, based on signs that we were being given. And so I dedicated this book to Dean. And that year, there was so much growth, and writing this book really saved me through this process, because I kept having to really purpose to get into a good place all the time, despite what I was going through. And what was so interesting is that summer before this all happened, Dean wrote a book on his life story and the faithfulness of God. The book's title was called A Long Vacation, and he almost finished it. And we were talking about publishers, and I was recommending him one of the publishers I'm going through or actually signed up with. And so, because he was kind of searching too. And I was telling him, I wanted to write a book, and didn't even tell him yet what I was going to write on. And by the end of October 2018, I signed a book deal with this publisher, and I just remember him being in a coma and me telling him that, hey, I signed a book deal, but within 6 weeks after Dean went in the hospital, he woke up, and he wasn't in a vegetative state. He was in a semi-conscious state. He didn't speak very many words. There were partial words, noises, but we knew that he was there with us the majority of time. We could tell, like, he knew we were there. And we had a lot of highs and lows that year, and in the end he did pass away, and that was difficult, but in the end, in my heart, it became well with my soul, and it became all good. Even though I couldn't see, some of the reasons why, I wondered why he lived that whole year and what that purpose was. And what came out of that was this ministry that happened through social media, through his wife and then myself, sharing the story that was going on. And people were praying all over the world for my brother, and there was so much love and support. And the thing that we kept holding on to is Dean had so many dreams. But one thing I knew in the end was that these dreams would be passed on to the family members, and and part of that dream was passed on to me, in a way, because I'm doing videos now, and we're editing these videos, and Dean was an amazing videographer and editor and photographer, and these dreams are being passed on to the family members. Never would I ever think, that this would have happened, but I'm just so grateful in all of it. And so that is, I dedicated the book to him, and to just knowing that in the end it's always going to be good. God's going to always have a good report despite the circumstances. I can't sit there and question why Dean wasn't ultimately healed. He is healed now in heaven, and I will see him again. But what I do know is that his dreams will go on, and they are going on through our family members. And Sarah's doing some writing and taking his scripts and going to be doing something with those scripts. So it's really neat to see, what's happening in the future, and just continue praying for my family and the recovery of all that. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update on this book that I'm doing, and so excited that it's finally done, and I'm excited for you guys to read it and see what you think, and that it blesses people's hearts and lives, because this book is really for anyone who has suffered brokenness in their life and really just wants to desperately heal and get into a better place despite their circumstances and overcome. And I constantly say that I feel as if, transformation has gone on in my life the last few years, that I feel as if I've climbed a mountain and I've gone to another side of it, and I'm going down this mountain, and sometimes going down it can be more treacherous and difficult than even going up the mountain. But when you're over on the other side, you just basically, you see, you see where you were and where you've come, and that you're just in awe, of what God has done. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm just in awe of it all, and just so excited for my future and what God's going to do and the opportunities that are going to happen. through everything that he's working on in my life. So anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. And yeah, so on September 1st, I'm going to be doing hopefully a book signing if everything works out well. My family's going to be in town, and I wanted to do a meetup too. If you guys are interested in attending this, please leave your comments below. And yeah, so let me know what if you can make it. I don't know the location. I'm thinking it may be in Chandler, but I'm also looking into some centrally located areas because a lot of people would have to travel far if they went to Chandler. So I'm thinking it'll be between 6 and 9 p.m. on the 1st, and we'll hopefully have some refreshments. I have a nice athletic club that's letting me use a meeting room there, so I may rent out space there or do it at a restaurant or somewhere, so I'm not sure yet. But anyway, super excited for this book to finally be coming out, and it's just been such a long road, and it was supposed to come out in June, and it was supposed to come out in July. Now it's delayed till hopefully mid to end of August. And so anyhow, guys, it's all good, because whatever's meant for evil, God will make good, and all things work together for good for them that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. And if you're a Christian and believer, you love the Lord and you're called to his purpose. So all of us have a purpose, every single one of us. And you can get into good space despite your circumstances. All right, guys, love and blessings.